Hey guys, thanks so much for stopping in. I sure appreciate it. I've had a little bit of a hiatus unintentionally. I do apologize for that. Thank you for checking in with me. I have had quite a road on my personal life here, and it's really kind of derailed every plan I've had for this entire month. But I am here. I'm here to talk with you guys about some skincare products today. I have some new lighting thanks to my bestie. My birthday was earlier this month, and she bought me a new lighting setup. So I'm so grateful for that. We are in a new filming space because my previous space is unavailable because once again, my personal life just went this month. So we'll talk more about that later. But today I want to talk about some of the skincare products that I have been using. And the reason I want to talk to you about them is because after I got to use these for a while, I formulated my opinions. I went and looked at reviews, and the reviews were not really aligning with my experience on these products. So I thought I'd give you the average Joe, non-incentivized reviews on these. So I have a moisturizer, I have two toners, and a few first cleanse, second cleanse, makeup removing style products that I want to run by you guys. Some of them are new to the market. Some of them are just simply new to me. But if that sounds good, hang tight. Let's go. All right, we're going to start with skincare in the moisturizer area. This is The Ordinary's Natural Moisturizing Factors and Phytoceramides. My friends, my dry skin friends, this is our new nighttime moisturizer, okay? She is thick. She feels so good. She's not scented, but let me tell you, this is one of the most hydrating products I have ever used as a in the moisturizer category. She is wonderful. There is one caveat to this though. Because she is so hydrating, when I do I only use her at night because as you can see, I have rubbed her in and she is still glowing. She is still moisturizing. She is still pretty heavy. If you have oily skin or combo skin, this is not for you. This is for the dry skin girls, okay? She is thick. She is glowy. She is beautiful. She's hydrating. Again, the caveat with this one is because she is so hydrating, she has a tendency to sit on the surface of your skin if you don't wait enough time between your serums and toners and then your moisturizer. So something I've kind of done with her is on days where I don't need to use any treatment moisturizer or treatment serums, I'm just going straight in with her after my shower and not using anything else. So that way she fully absorbs, gets down in there, and I wake up looking like this 8 hours later. She doesn't go anywhere. She does get into your skin. She does absorb, but this is how you look for the next like 8+ hours. So she's definitely not a daytime moisturizer. She doesn't play the best with makeup, but if you are dry and your nighttime moisturizer is not working, this is going to be your baby. She is incredible. Okay, so I have two toners. One is fairly new. The other one is not new. It's been around a while, but it's new to me. The more fairly new one, at least I think it's fairly new, is the Prequil Half and Half Peptide and Ceramides Fluid Moisturizer. Good grief. So it doesn't look like I've used very much, but listen, she's thick. You don't need very much. The description of fluid moisturizer is completely accurate. And it does even say here on the back, let's see. For oily skin, can be used as a lightweight moisturizer. For dry skin, layer underneath a moisturizer. Yes, I would agree. This has been fantastic as essentially a lightweight moisturizer. She's thick. So like I said, she doesn't need much. She even takes a hot minute to come out of here, but very slow drip here because she's thick. She does really feel like a moisturizer. It does feel like I put on a very light cream, if you will. She's very hydrating, very wonderful. I'm really enjoying this product. I will say that using this and this together is almost too much. And for an extremely dry skin girl, I've never experienced that before. I woke up, I used both of these in conjunction with each other, and I woke up the next morning and my face looked like a grease slick. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. So I do like to use these two together when I'm really hurting, like when your skin's so dry that it hurts. These two together do the job. But as you can see, I've been rubbing her in for a second. She's glowy, she's hydrating, she's really nice. So if you're looking for a hydrating, lightweight toner, she is really, really good. Now, she is very comparable to the other one I have here, which is the Bubble Cosmic Silk Hydrating Milky Toner. This one's been out for a minute. I will say that these two, where did I put it? These two have a very similar consistency. But I have a gripe with this packaging. I will go ahead and put some here. So as you can see, we'll do a drip test. This is a little more fluidy, a little more runny than the Prequel one is. So I'll go ahead and rub her in here. My whole arm is going to be so hydrated. How lovely. But yes, so I will rub her in. This one's been shown quite a few times all over the place, all over social media. So I'm not going to go too in depth with her, but she is lighter. She is more liquidy than this one. This one feels more like a runnier cream, if you will. That didn't sound very good, but that's the best way I can describe that. But as you can see, my skin is just hydrated from here to here. Very, very lovely. Now, my gripe with this packaging, of course, you watch, it's not going to do it this time. When I go to close this, it like spurts out. So okay, of course, it didn't do it that time, but I don't know. Let me see if I can get it to... There we go. So it does that. That's the nicer way of it coming out. Does anyone else have that problem? I feel like it just ends up making a giant mess. And I don't want to waste this product, so I'm going to go ahead and just put it on here. But it makes this packaging very, very messy and just kind of ick. It gives me the ick. So if I'm going to battle between those two, I'm definitely going with this one. It's a little more hydrating. It's a little bit thicker. It feels a little more hydrating. I think I just said that. I tell you what, but between the packaging, I prefer this one. Between the formulas, I prefer this one. This one's good. I do like this one. I like this one way better. All right, so that's it for just like your daily skincare moisturizers, hydrating products. So now I'm going to get into more of the cleansers I've been using. I have a couple new ones to the market and a couple not so new, but still all-time favorites. So I wanted to talk about it. I am going to kind of talk about them in a ranking way. So I'll do my least favorite to most favorite. So first up here, very unfortunate, because I very much was looking forward to this one. This is the Good Molecules Matcha Dual Phase Cleansing Oil. So I have a hard time with some cleansing oils. Some cleansing oils like to just get absorbed by my skin and not do anything. My skin will literally just grab it and suck it in, and then it does nothing for removing makeup because my skin just wanted to drink it up. That's what happens with this one. Some of them do that, some of them don't. This one does. My skin just sucks it up, and so it doesn't really do anything for removing makeup, removing other skincare, removing SPF. It doesn't do anything. I was kind of hoping too, with it being called matcha, that it would have like a matcha scent. I think that would be fun. It does not. It has no scent at all. It's just your average cleansing oil. There's nothing great about it. And in my opinion, it's kind of expensive for Good Molecules. I feel like Good Molecules is usually pretty affordable, but I apologize. I don't remember the price. I'll put it up here if I can find it. But I will finish it just simply because I spent my money on it and I don't like returning products. I will use it, but I can't use this by itself. I absolutely have to use this with a second cleanse. And that's one of my big things is I like to see if a product can stand alone or if it needs a double cleanse. This absolutely needs a double cleanse. Heck, sometimes even a third cleanse because this doesn't really do anything for my skin. Now, this could be user error. This could be the fact that my skin is so dry by the end of the day that no oil is going to help it as far as a cleansing oil. But and then also the packaging, which to be fair, I don't know how else you would package an oil, but first world problems. I hate trying to pour it into my hand, and I don't like to leave it on the counter. I have kids, I have pets, they knock crap over, they bother me while I'm showering and cleaning up, and so I don't want to leave it without the lid. So trying to keep the oil in this hand while trying to put the lid on and twist the lid on and trying to balance the oil so it doesn't like run off the side of my hand, and get this nice and tight and set that down and then get this on my face. Totally a first world problem. I understand that, but it just, everything about this is a miss. For me, everything is a miss. So it's unfortunate. Again, I will finish it, will not be repurchasing though. So this one is hard to rank because for its initial purpose, which for me, when I test these products, I do them for a full week. And I also make sure to use 2 different mascaras, a tubing mascara and a non-tubing mascara during that week. And I also like to test it for the first 4 days by itself. I probably should have prefaced this. I like to test the first 4 days of it by itself as the only cleanse to see how well it actually gets everything off my face. And then the last 3 days of the testing phase, I will use a second cleanse to see how they interact with each other and how it gets along. So unfortunately with this one, I bought it with the purpose of it being a first cleanse, and it was really disappointing as a first cleanse. It is the La Roche-Posay Moisturizing Milky Cleanser. I was really, really excited for this product. So this was quite a letdown because it specifically states here on the back that, give me 1 second. I need to find it. Ideal to remove makeup from face and eyes. BS. At least for me, it does a crappy job as a first cleanse of removing makeup, especially mascara. All it did was just smear the mascara and give me black eyes, and it still left quite a bit of foundation on my face, and I really don't wear heavy foundations. So this was quite a letdown as a first step. Is it hydrating? Yes. Does it feel good? Yes. Does it do a great job? No. No, it does not. But as a second cleanse, beautiful, especially compared to or as the second step to what I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. The combo of this with those, yes, yes, yes. Especially if you have a cleanser that you really like that might be a little stripping. This will put that moisture right back into your skin, and it gets that last little bit that was on your skin from the first cleanse off. As a second cleanser, magnificent. As a primary cleanser, negative. Okay, and so this next one is newer to the market. It's the Cocoa Kind Milky Soft Face and Body Cleanser. So you can see I've made a little bit of a dent in it here. Again, did my week-long testing. This is phenomenal as a first and only cleanser. It does an amazing job of getting everything off your face. Everything off your face. As a dry skin girly, and it does unfortunately say non-stripping milky gel, it is a little stripping. It really is. For someone with as dry skin as I have, it is in fact a little stripping. But that's where using this after is great. Do I need it for the sake of cleaning? No. But adding this after this to just in case catch whatever this didn't get, which isn't necessary because this gets freaking everything. This does add just a little bit of that hydration back. It does make me feel better. The double cleanse makes me feel better, even though one cleanse is usually enough, especially with this. But this one, it feels amazing as I'm putting it on. But once I rinse it off, I do feel a little stripped. Now, if I don't use this and I just do this and get out and immediately start my skincare, as long as I do a heavier skincare, like which you can still see here on the back of my hand, my ordinary moisturizer, if I use that along with one of the hydrating toners, I can bounce back. It's not so stripping that even though you do your skincare, you still feel dry and tight. Not going to happen. So it is slightly stripping, and that is why it is just a little bit lower than these other two. I do really like this though. I also really love it for my body. I don't know about y'all, but I've learned that a lot of these good smelling body washes don't always get my body as clean as I want it to feel. And so I started using this on my body as well, like especially like my armpits where like sometimes your deodorant might linger. Like I don't know. I don't always feel my cleanest with those fancy Bath and Body Works you know what I mean? Like they smell great, but are they really getting me clean? Sometimes I don't feel my cleanest. So I will use this and then just use the Bath and Body Works one after to smell good. But this one really does make me feel super, super squeaky clean, which sometimes isn't a good thing, but for the most part it is. Again, just got to make sure I'm hydrating after, and it's wonderful. I also really love the size of the pump. The bottle is super cute too. I like the milky look of the bottle, the simplified. They did a really great job on this packaging. Really, really good. The pump, I don't want to waste product, but I do want to really show you. One pump is so much product. So Look at, it's way more than you need for your face. One pump should cover your entire body, half a pump for your face. But I hate to be wasteful, but I am going to show you guys how much one pump is. Like, look at this. That is entirely too much product for your face. And now I'm gonna have to go wash my hands. Like, look at this. This will cover your entire body and face. Definitely don't need that much. So definitely stick with, and sorry about that like goopy end on the tip of it. I haven't used it in a couple of days. But yeah, it's a really nice gel texture. Very, very nice. Like I said, gets everything off, but a little bit on the drying side. So I'm gonna go wash this off. I'll be right back and we'll keep going. All right, I have 2 more cleansers and I just realized I do have 1 more moisturizer I want to talk about. And that was the whole reason I did this video, was that particular moisturizer. But let's finish with the cleansers here. Coming in next is going to be the Remedy for Pre-Cleansing Derm Dissolve Cleansing Balm. Very masculine packaging, which doesn't really bother me, but that was something I noticed across the line. But they are male doctors. This is the Doctorly team that created this. But let me tell you, cleansing balms are my favorite way of getting my makeup off at the end of the day, washing my face at the end of the day. My gripe with makeup balms is having to dig into a pot, trying to screw the lid back on, yada, yada, yada. Remedy fixed that. I love this product. Love this product. This is my second one. I love this so much. So I'm not going to waste it, but it is a twist up. And so you just twist to get the balm shaved up, and then you just wipe it off and go. The other part that I love is it's not a twist on, it's just a drop and smack it. So if your hands are full of product, you just have to smack it down. Whereas, you know, like this one, you're trying to twist it back on. This one, amazing. And it's a makeup melting balm. So the balm itself, the product itself is just fine. For me, it's hard for a balm to stand out because it's kind of just a universal product in my brain. So this doesn't do anything more special than, say, the e.l.f. makeup melting balm or the pharmacy balm. To me, those all kind of feel and perform the same. So this doesn't stand out in that way. For me, it was the packaging. The packaging did it. They solved the problem that I had. Now, it's not quite perfect. I'm going to say I'm giving it a 4.9 out of 5. And the reason is, if you look, this has a lip or an edge all the way around it. So when I said I wasn't going to waste product, but I guess I'm going to. So when you twist this up, I'm just going to twist up a little bit. When you twist this up, trying to swipe it off, you get product caught in this lip right here. And I do feel like if you're not regularly cleaning that out, you're going to get bacteria buildup, you're going to get nastiness. So you do have to take that extra time to make sure you're cleaning out that lip, which first world problems, man, first world problems. I hear you, I do. But it is just a regular cleansing balm. It feels really nice. It is very lightweight, but it does an incredible job of getting all my makeup off, including my monster of a mascara to remove, but my favorite, the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. That, I don't know if y'all have that problem. I have that problem. She is a bear to get off, but she's freaking awesome. I'm wearing her today, by the way. I don't know how much you can see, but so this is a very melty, very nice balm. To me, a makeup melting balm is a balm. It's a balm. For me, it was the packaging. So this has become my favorite cleanser when I want to use that type of cleanser. And when I say that type of cleanser, sometimes I like to do my removal at the sink. Sometimes I'll grab it from my vanity and then jump in the shower with it. And sometimes I forget and jump into the shower. So I have an in-shower option. So this is my out of shower before I get into the shower, if that makes sense, choice. But if I've jumped in and went, I forgot, instead of getting out, I have my other number one choice, which is a not new to the market product, but my personal favorite, the Cocoa Kind Oil to Milk Cleanser. I do think they've updated the package saying to say Oil to Milk Balm. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe I saw that. But this is the one that I use in the shower. This particular one is, I think, empty or pretty dang close. close. I barely got that out of there. So this is a definitely thicker formula, and this does in fact leave behind a film on your face. Some people like that, some people don't. I love it. As an extremely dry person, I kind of like that extra film on my face. It feels hydrating. So this is thick. You will feel this one on your face, whereas the makeup melting balm, I don't feel that one on my face. This one, I don't feel it on my face because I feel nothing on my face. But this is the one that does leave behind a film. If you've tried the Inky List's Oat Cleansing Balm, that film it leaves behind, this is very similar. This is not as heavy as the Inky List one, but it does in fact leave a film behind. But it gets all my makeup off and I don't need a second cleanse. And same with the Remedies Cleansing Balm, I don't need a second cleanse. I do them because it makes me feel better. I probably shouldn't because it's probably making my skin drier. But I do use a second cleanse with all of them. But these two, actually, technically, these three do not need a second cleanse. But I will do it anyways. And it's typically this one as the second cleanse. It used to be the Cetaphil, but I just really like that one so much better. So this is my in-shower favorite. This is my out-of-shower favorite. Love these. But unfortunately, we do have to end on a bad note because I totally forgot about this moisturizer, which again is the point of this video. So let's talk about that one. Unfortunately, as a big Bubble fan, this was a total miss for me. Well, yeah, it was a total miss. The Bubble Soft Swerve Barrier Restore Balm. Listen, it's that twist up packaging that Remedy has. Now listen, I wish, if you look at this, this has no ridge. So when you twist this up, oops, wrong direction, Michaela. When you twist it up, you can easily slide it off and there's no buildup, no residue, because there's no ridge for it to collect on. That's what I wish Remedy would have done. If Remedy would have not had this lip and had it flat like this one, this would have been a 5 out of 5. That 0.1 star is because of that lip. They did it right. Bubble did it completely right. I have like quite the mess in front of me here. Let me take care of that. So this packaging, 10 out of 10. But the formula, this feels like I'm rubbing sandpaper on my face. People are raving about this. I do not understand it. When I put it on, it is so grainy. But the thing is the product itself is not grainy, but it feels grainy on my skin. It feels like I am rubbing sandpaper on my face. So when I first got this, I was super excited, immediately went and rubbed it in, and then I was like, oh, this doesn't feel very good. Did I get a bad batch? And I'm looking at it and I like scooped some more out and I'm like feeling it. I'm like, no, it's soft. So what's going on here? So I did my week of testing and then I decided to read some reviews and everybody's raving about it. But I did find hidden in the incentivized reviews, a few people say that it felt like they were rubbing gritty sandpaper on their face. I said, yes, there it is. So I'm bummed. I use a ton of Bubble products. I love Bubble. I was so excited about this one. No, I don't know if it's a bad batch. I don't know if it's because my skin is so dry that it's just like across my face. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm very bummed. It doesn't feel like that when I rub it on other parts of my body, only my face. So I'm just going to assume that it's a user error. I'm going to assume that it's the dryness in my face. I don't know. So I'm really curious if any of you have tried this. Have you experienced that? Because once I get past the ickiness of getting it on my face, it does feel really good. It is really hydrating. It doesn't last very long. Like the hydration doesn't last very long on my skin. It feels good for a few hours. I tried it during the day, which it performs fine with makeup. I tried it at night. I wake up somewhat okay. I am just definitely spoiled by this right now. So I don't know. The packaging is perfect. Remedy, take notes. The packaging is perfect, but the product just didn't hit for me. So really bummed that we have to end on a bad note, but I should have started with this one so we could have ended on a good note. But yeah, big miss for me. Really bummer. Again, not returning it. I will use it on other parts of my body. It's great on my elbows. It's great on my feet. It is greasy too. That was the other thing is it's a bit greasy. So I did try it as like a hand cream and I was leaving fingerprints on everything for about 2 hours. So for me, this will probably be like something I put on my elbows and my feet when I go to bed and just kind of use it up that way. But big bummer. Big bummer. But that's all the newness in the skincare world that I have for you guys today. I sure appreciate you hanging in there with me. I apologize about my hiatus. Life is lifing, and it's kicking me left, right, up, down, and sideways, and every other way that exists. And we will get into that really soon. But that's it for today. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you later.